Carnivore Diet. How I lost 50 pounds when keto stopped working. You've done the hard part. You went keto, you ditched the sugar, and the weight melted off. You felt fantastic for 6 months. Then, nothing. The scale stalled, the energy dipped, and you started wondering if the diet that saved you was failing you. You're at the Keto Plateau, and that's exactly where I was when I realized the key to losing those final, stubborn 50 pounds wasn't less fat, but less of everything else. I am MS Mirza from Carnivore Cure. Welcome. If you're new here, subscribe, like, comment, and share. It truly helps us cut through the noise and get this life-changing information to the people who need it most. We're about to explore the next level of metabolic health that's hiding in plain sight. The Keto Plateau. Why your metabolic engine stalls. Keto is a miracle for many, but it is not immune to plateaus. You're already a fat burner, so why is the weight loss suddenly glacial, or worse, non-existent? The common advice is usually, count calories better, or exercise more. But for many of us, the problem isn't the calorie deficit. It's the lingering toxins and low-grade inflammation that the standard keto diet fails to fully address. The standard ketogenic diet is often quite generous. Non-starchy vegetables, nuts, seeds, alternative flours, sweeteners, and low-carb dairy. This variety, while delicious, introduces 4 critical stumbling blocks that keep your body in a low-level state of stress. Hidden carbs and the keto creep, that handful of nuts, the almond flour crust, the sugar alcohols in your keto-friendly bar, the sneaky sauce at the steakhouse. It all adds up. Keto success depends on strict adherence, usually under 20 to 30 grams of net carbs. These hidden carbs create enough of a glucose trickle to pull you slightly out of optimal ketosis, keeping your insulin signal higher than it needs to be. The plant toxin burden. Your kale smoothie and broccoli may be low carb, but they are often packed with anti-nutrients like oxalates, in spinach, almonds, lectins, in some legumes and nightshades, and phytates. These compounds are plants' defense mechanisms. When consumed, they can irritate the gut lining and trigger an immune response. This low-level, chronic inflammation demands energy and cortisol, actively preventing the final push of fat loss. Dairy and sweetener sensitivities. Many keto dieters rely heavily on cheese, cream, and artificial sweeteners like sucralose or erythritol. For a significant portion of the population, even small amounts of dairy protein, casein, or certain sweeteners can cause an insulin spike or severe digestive distress that stops weight loss dead in its tracks. The junk keto trap. The keto diet exploded, and so did the processed junk food market. Keto cookies, fat bombs, loaded with seed oils, and low-carb convenience items often contain questionable ingredients that, while technically low in net carbs, are nutritionally bankrupt and highly inflammatory. The carnivore diet addresses this problem with radical, total elimination. It is not just low carb. It is the ultimate elimination diet, stripping away every potential irritant and metabolic speed bump. Section 2. Carnivore as a metabolic accelerator. When you transition from a standard keto diet, which might include trace carbs, nut flours, and veggies, to the carnivore diet, focusing only on meat, water, and salt, you force a final, profound metabolic shift. This is why the carnivore diet breaks plateaus. It turns the body's fat-burning process from a sputtering old car into a high-performance race engine. The zero-carb fuel optimization. On keto, your body learns to burn fat. On carnivore, it perfects it. By eliminating the last 5 to 10 grams of carbs that were sneakily keeping your insulin active, you achieve maximal insulin suppression. Insulin is the storage hormone. As long as insulin is even slightly elevated, it sends a signal to your body. Stop breaking down fat. We might need to store energy. On a zero-carb, meat-only diet, that signal is silenced to its absolute minimum. This allows glucagon, insulin's opposite, and catecholamines, like norepinephrine, to take over, dramatically increasing lipolysis, the breakdown of stored body fat for fuel. The transition eliminates the need for the body to juggle 2 fuel sources, carbohydrates and fat. You are now running on pure, optimized ketones and fatty acids derived from your diet and, crucially, your own stored body fat. This enhanced metabolic efficiency is the key to unlocking those stubborn final pounds. Anecdote 1. The frustrated keto mom. Consider Sarah, a 45-year-old mom of 3. She lost 30 pounds on keto, felt better, and celebrated with a few too many keto ice creams and protein bars. Her weight stalled for 6 months. When she finally committed to a 60-day trial of beef, bacon, and eggs only, something remarkable happened. She didn't just lose 15 pounds. She dropped her nightly insulin dose in half, under her doctor's supervision, of course. It wasn't that keto failed. It was that the keto-friendly processed foods and dairy were providing a subtle metabolic anchor that only radical elimination could lift. Section 3. The Ultimate Elimination Diet, Silencing Inflammation. This is where the carnivore diet truly fills the content gap that mainstream nutrition, and even standard keto, misses. It's not just about carbohydrates. It's about eliminating the dietary irritants that fuel chronic inflammation and autoimmune distress. The anti-nutrient hypothesis. Plant foods, even healthy-sounding ones, contain compounds that, for metabolically damaged or autoimmune-prone individuals, act as low-grade toxins. Oxalates, found in high amounts in spinach, almonds, and sweet potatoes. These microscopic, crystal-like molecules can bind to minerals like calcium and, more relevant here, irritate the gut lining and be stored in soft tissues, contributing to chronic pain and keto flu, symptoms that just won't go away. Lectins, found in nuts, seeds, and nightshade vegetables, tomatoes, peppers, eggplant. These are sticky proteins that can attach to the gut wall, potentially increasing permeability, known as leaky gut. For someone whose body is predisposed to inflammation or has a compromised gut barrier, even small doses of these anti-nutrients can maintain systemic inflammation, which is directly linked to insulin resistance and fat retention. A key inflammatory marker, C-reactive protein, HSCRP, often remains stubbornly high even for individuals on a clean keto diet that still includes nuts and vegetables. The goal of carnivore is to drop that number to the lowest possible range, less than 1.0 milligrams per liter, effectively turning off the inflammation switch that your body has been constantly trying to manage. Anecdote 2. The autoimmune escape artist. Meet Mark, a 52-year-old former athlete who was suffering from joint pain that his keto diet couldn't touch. He thought it was age. He was religious about his keto broccoli and almond flour snacks. When he finally transitioned to carnivore, his pain vanished in 3 weeks. His rheumatologist initially scoffed, but when Mark's HSCRP plummeted from 4.5, high risk, to 0.7, low risk, the conversation shifted. Mark realized his healthy vegetables, specifically the high oxalate spinach and inflammatory nightshades, were the very things keeping his immune system on high alert. Section 4. Bioavailability and nutrient density. The criticism against the carnivore diet is that it's nutritionally deficient. This claim relies on a fundamental misunderstanding of nutrient bioavailability and dietary necessity. The bioavailability advantage. Plant food nutrients, such as iron, non-heme iron, and vitamin A, beta-carotene, require complex, energy-intensive conversion steps that are highly inefficient for many people. Animal foods, especially organ meats, contain nutrients in the most bioavailable, preformed state. Heme iron, found only in meat, it is absorbed up to 5x more efficiently than non-heme iron. This is crucial for energy and preventing anemia, which often contributes to fatigue on restricted diets. Preformed vitamin A, retinol, liver provides this essential, fully active form, which is vital for immune function and thyroid health. Many people lack the necessary enzyme to efficiently convert the beta-carotene from carrots or sweet potatoes. Essential minerals. Meat is a powerhouse of zinc and B vitamins, particularly B12, which are crucial cofactors for thousands of metabolic processes, including energy production and fat mobilization. The carnivore diet is not low in nutrients. It is the single most nutrient-dense, easily absorbed diet on the planet. By maximizing the intake of these crucial building blocks and simultaneously removing anti-nutrients that block absorption, like phytates, you flood your system with the raw materials it needs to repair, rebuild, and finally optimize hormone function, a key factor in breaking any plateau. The myth of fiber and vitamin C. Critics always ask, where do you get your fiber and vitamin C? Fiber. Fiber is not an essential nutrient. While beneficial for many, for those with small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, SIBO, or sensitive digestive systems, fiber can act as a fuel source for bad bacteria, causing bloating and discomfort. By eliminating it, the body expels less waste, leading to less frequent, but more efficient, bowel movements. Vitamin C. The need for vitamin C plummets when glucose is eliminated. Both glucose and vitamin C compete for the same transport receptors, glut transporters, to enter the cell. When there is no glucose, the tiny, but sufficient, amount of vitamin C present in fresh meat, especially organ meats like liver, is utilized with maximum efficiency. Scurvy is a disease of glucose dependence combined with lack of fresh food, not simply a lack of vegetables. Section 5. The hormonal rebalance and satiety signal. When keto stalls, it's often because the body has adapted in a way that slows down fat loss, sometimes by down-regulating thyroid hormones or confusing the satiety signals. Carnivore intervenes powerfully here. Thyroid and leptin. Extreme calorie restriction on any diet can down-regulate the active thyroid hormone, T3. The carnivore diet, being incredibly satiating due to its high fat and high protein content, naturally encourages eating to true satiety. This often means consuming a sufficient number of calories to signal to the body that it is not starving, which helps maintain a healthy T3 level. Furthermore, the stabilization of blood sugar and dramatic reduction of systemic inflammation helps improve the function of leptin, the satiety hormone. When inflammation is high, it can create leptin resistance, meaning your brain never gets the "I'm full" signal, leading to constant hunger and plateau busting overeating. By eliminating irritants, carnivore allows the leptin signal to finally work correctly. Anecdote 3. The cravings crusher. Kevin, a busy accountant, loved keto but struggled with evening cravings for keto desserts and excessive snacking on cashews. He was constantly fighting the urge to eat. On carnivore, he had no choice but to eliminate the sweetness, nuts, and dairy cheese. The result? He found he was simply not hungry between two massive, satisfying meals of steak and eggs. His chronic hunger, which had sabotaged his final weight goal, was revealed to be a direct result of the variety in his keto diet, not a lack of willpower. Section 6. How to transition from keto to carnivore, the final cut. If you're stuck in the keto plateau, the solution isn't to tweak your macros. It's to aggressively simplify your food environment. This isn't about complexity. It's about ruthlessly eliminating variables. The 30-day reset. Commit to 30 days of the basics. Ruminant meat, beef, lamb, bison, salt, and water. That's it. This radical simplicity gives your digestive and immune systems the break they desperately need to heal the gut lining, calm inflammation, and force maximum lipolysis. Cut the keto extras. This means no nuts, no seeds, no vegetables, even green ones, no artificial sweeteners, and no alcohol. Also, temporarily remove most dairy, saving butter and ghee as exceptions for cooking fat. Prioritize fatty meat. The key to satiety and energy on carnivore is fat. Do not go lean. Ribeye steak is your friend. Ground beef, 73/27 or 80/20, should be a staple. If you're hungry, you need more fat. Listen to your body and your bowels. Initial transition can involve loose stools as your body adapts to the lack of fiber. This is temporary. Ensure you are getting enough salt and electrolytes to prevent the keto flu equivalent, especially early on. By eliminating all other foods, you eliminate all other possible sources of irritation and confusion for your metabolism, allowing your body to finally prioritize deep, sustainable healing and fat loss. Quick-fire FAQ. Answering the deep skepticism. Q. Isn't all that saturated fat dangerous for my heart? This is the biggest hurdle. The prevailing theory linking saturated fat to heart disease is often based on observational studies of people who eat saturated fat alongside high amounts of refined carbohydrates and sugar, the toxic combo. The carnivore diet removes the sugar and carbs, which are the true drivers of inflammation. The emerging research on high-fat, low-carb diets consistently shows improvement in key cardiovascular risk indicators, such as a drop in triglycerides and an increase in protective HDL cholesterol, even if total LDL rises. The triglyceride-HDL ratio is often the truer measure of heart health, and it plummets on this diet. Q. Will I get vitamin deficiencies, especially vitamin C? You are eliminating non-essential nutrient sources to prioritize essential ones. As discussed, vitamin C is efficiently utilized when glucose is absent. Furthermore, meat, particularly liver, is the most concentrated source of bioavailable vitamins, A, D, E, K, B vitamins, and minerals, zinc, iron. Supplementation is less necessary than on a poorly formulated vegan or even standard keto diet, which often relies on processed foods. Q. Is this sustainable long-term? This is a lifestyle choice that is highly sustainable for individuals with complex chronic issues, like autoimmune disease, severe gut issues, or lifelong obesity, because of the profound symptom relief it provides. While it is radical, its simplicity can be extremely freeing, reducing mental fatigue around food choices. Many successful long-term carnivores report eating this way for years. Conclusion: your metabolic reset button. You went keto and proved you can change your body's fuel source. You lost the first 50 pounds, but your body needs a deeper clean to lose the rest. The carnivore diet is simply the keto diet perfected. It eliminates the metabolic noise, strips away the anti-nutrients and hidden carbs, and provides a maximum dose of bioavailable nutrition. If you are stuck in a weight loss plateau, the solution isn't in adding a new supplement or exercise routine. It's in the radical simplicity of subtracting the final irritants. Use the next 30 days to hit the metabolic reset button and see the final, dramatic results you've been working toward. Disclaimer: I'm not a doctor. Consult a healthcare professional before making major diet changes, especially if you have pre-existing conditions or are on medication.